Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. And we're underway.
In a system like this, Peter, the winger-fullback combinations can be absolutely crucial.
Yeah, and no doubt you could expand on that for us, Jim.
Well, there's just so many potential options and movements. Overlapping, underlapping, wingers vacating spaces to be occupied by fullbacks, coming inside, creating overloads down the middle on either flank. You get those right, and this can be a very effective system.
A tried and tested shapes to shoot! It's run loose. Who's going to get there?
Well, if you're looking for a match winner, Peter, look no further.
Lionel Messi, the great genius himself. It felt almost unfair at times, didn't it, the way he just seemed to sweep the opposition aside. Even traditional bogey teams were just powerless to resist him when he was on his game.
Yeah, and I remember one game against the boys from Madrid when that famous front three were simply unplayable. They each scored a goal, with Messi grabbing the last one to put the icing right on the cake.
And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Eto'o is herring after that one. Pullet charging forward, the ball at his feet. Pullet! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Pullet clearly thought he had the beating of the keeper. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
And now they can spring out of defence. And it's Yaya Toure. And he cuts out the supply. First quarter of an hour gone. And that's a good ball. And he's taking no chances there. Mbappe showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. Van Dijk cuts out the pass, tries to pass it through. Nedved. And that's been won straight back. Makaleli. So a third of the match, or thereabouts, gone, and we still await the first goal. He has found a way through. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Rijkaard gets over and intercepts. Now it's Messi. Oh, now here's an interesting matchup. He is through here. Ball comes in. Marquinhos is there, and he can get that clear. Yaya Toure. And it's Gullit. It's Ronaldinho. Oh, played right into his path. Cleared without complication. It's gone for a throw-in.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
And he was quick to react. Approaching the half-hour mark. Ronaldinho. Driving forward. And now the breakaway. Rijkaard makes the interception. And no, that was never going to make it. Now it's Gullit. Now it's Ronaldinho. Lahm. Eto'o. Barcelona couldn't do a whole lot with it there. They could do with more sharpness in their passing. And it's Hullet. Aimed beyond the defence. Lam. It's come through and he's had a quick look inside. Oh, that's nice. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Messi. Oh, this is a very good run. Neither side giving way. It has been tight. Can he stop it going out? Backward it goes. Oh, facing up to his adversary. This is a formidable matchup. Van Bouten gets it away. Now it's Haaland. Could move up a gear here. Looking for options for movement. And he's away. Can he finish? Goal! Auxerre! And Auxerre are in front. Oh, beautifully dispatched. There was no reaching that.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
Auxerre are in front now, the game's only goal.
Look, he's the one everyone expects to put the ball in the net. That's what he's paid to do.
Eto'o. Nice control. Hernes. Hullet powering forward here.
Yeah, they were looking for a counter-attack.
Nedved. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Quality ball. Messi. Great ball if he can get there. Big chance! They want to be quick to recover this. A decent effort as the first half draws to a close. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here. Reflections on the first half?
Well, this is when you need your players to step up, Peter. Be brave, see all that courage. They need to have a big start to the second half to give them some momentum, and they're not going to get that if they're being too risk-averse.
Auxerre head for the dressing room in possession of a 1-0 lead. Here we go again then.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out. See if you can open them up a bit more.
Now looking to orchestrate a counter. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Well, the pass wasn't good enough, and he knows it.
Picked out brilliantly. Ronaldinho. And it's Hullet.
They want to be quick here. It's breakaway time.
Nedved. Haaland. And the finish! Oh, that was a brilliant save.
Haaland is offering a wry smile there.
Corner number 2 then. And now a sudden chance to counter. Hernes. And they win it back again. They get a throw in. Cannavaro. Eto'o. Real chance! It's in! They are right back in business.
Well, I always thought they had it in them, Peter. They upped the quality as needed, and once they got going, they were awfully hard to stop.
No space, no problem. You just cannot stop him.
Such a well-worked finish. It looked like he was going to be shut down, but he thrives in situations like that.
And that has added a whole new complexion to the game.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
And he's there to retrieve it. Ah, he's given it away. There's the shot! Oh, split-second reaction.
Mbappe actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
Auxerre have their third corner. Barcelona have the chance to go the other way. Hernes. He's got away. And this is Eto'o. And the ball is out of play.
Cambio de jugadores en el Barcelona. El dorsal
Time then
13,
for the first substitution of the game.
El dorsal 7, el dorsal 9, Messi. El dorsal
And he's managed to get
19.
rid.
Serán sustituidos por el dorsal 22, el dorsal 11.
And no, that is pretty
el
much the end of
dorsal
that.
10, el dorsal 24.
And here's Forlan. Van Bouten did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Auxerre looking to pass their way through. Deftly away. And smartly reclaimed. And it's Hullet. Haaland goes for a shot! Lingered over it, and the chance to counter had gone.
Haaland cannot be that slow, and it took the sting out of the break, and a big chance wasted.
Ronaldinho, and he's intervened well there. Makaleli, Cannavaro, Lahm making good progress on the right-hand side. Lahm, chance to deliver.
Yeah, I think if that can be repeated, there's a good chance of a goal.
Se va a realizar un cambio de jugadores.
Auxerre can now introduce the first of their substitutes.
Well, I think he'll undoubtedly add more movement and fluidity in the final third with his passing range.
Mbappe! Oh, robust challenge. And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Now there's a... And the shot! Well, now it's a race for the ball.
Well, there's no doubt that they want to win this, Peter. They'll have to maintain the energy and dynamism until the very end, though.
Van Dijk spots it and intercepts. Great vision. Cute ball now. How shoots! Goal! Auxerre! And they get themselves in front! So smooth. A signature finish.
Well, you've always got to have players that are willing to make the runs, and when you keep plugging away, that will happen.
Cambio de jugadores en el Barcelona. El dorsal
We
2
have got changes here
será
from both sides, in
sustituido por
fact.
El dorsal 8.
Well, this is what we've been waiting
Cambio
for.
de jugadores.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. Now it's Nedved. A slightly better ball would have led to a very different outcome there.
Auxerre clearly didn't help themselves by telegraphing that one. It was always going to be intercepted.
a pretty loose pass. Very much into the last knockings. And this is Batistuta. Oh, super chance! Well, that looked awkward, but he had a good crack at it.
Well, he's clearly in one of those moods. I think even he was asking perhaps a little too much from himself then.
Oh, smashing header! He will be livid with himself. Batistuta. It's a searching pass, and that could set him on his way. An uncompromising challenge. Plays a sharp little ball here. Into stoppage time, very little left on it.
Deserved a better ball there. He's right to be disappointed. Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Well, there's the clearance. Well, they've got it back in a hurry. Nedved clears. That's that, the end. Auxerre have emerged victorious in this match of thrills. The odd goal ultimately proving the difference. Haaland taking in the accolades, having been named man of the match, and deservedly so. How would you summarise